Well, it's the new year. Perhaps one of your resolutions is to be a little more organized. We're going to chat about that and how to organize your front area a little bit later. You want to make that good first impression. That's coming up after the break. Exactly. Thanks very much, Jody. And Linda, I think a lot of people have that resolution that this is the year I'm going to be more organized and neater. I know that I do.
Well, every year getting organized is always around the top 10 of all the New Year's resolutions. So this year is no different.
And we're now in the hallway, which is really the first impression, because with the front door there, this is the first thing people see, and it can be one of the messiest.
It can be, definitely, because what do? As soon as you come in, you just dump everything, shoes, whether it's towels for your dog and so forth. So this is very common. And in this narrow space, what do? It's hard to find some solution. So I wanted to go through, instead of laying everything down in one splat, some organizing options are, especially with shoes, and if you have a lot for women, is to go through and take out all the seasonal items, put them into a box so that the items that you're not using for the season can be tucked away into the back of a closet. Another option is using a wall mountable shoe storage pockets. So not only is it for shoes, as you can see here, it can also double for use of scarves, gloves, mittens, or even for your pet leashes and pet supplies. And then lastly, always think of going vertical. If you don't have the horizontal space, using a tiered storage solution like this allows you to move up the wall, so to speak, so that you have several layers of shoes as opposed to one flat layer all over the ground.
I love it. Such great ideas from Linda out of Chaos. She is actually a professional organizer, we should point out, and we'll maybe get to talking a little bit about what's involved with a professional organizer. But in the meantime, she's giving us lots of take-home tips there, Jody, throughout the morning. For more details on her and the services she gives, you can go to her website. Yeah, and I don't think you're alone, Jody. In fact, for many, and I know I'm included in this, Linda, the fridge sometimes is the place where you kind of go, where's that cucumber? Oh, wait, it's been there for 2 months. Lots of times it's because we don't have it organized, that we lose things in the fridge.
Absolutely. I mean, this is sort of like your biodegradable waste drawer in the kitchen, because you have lots of expired items, and often you're basically head first inside trying to dig out what's in the very back. So some solutions to work through is the refrigerator already comes with a crisper for your vegetable and your fruit, so why not create sort of the drawer-like concept by adding in some bins? So having bins like this where you can actually pull out all your condiments, clustering all your condiments together makes it easier for food preparation. So even things like cans, for example, you can have all your cans in one area that dispenses cans. And then lastly, having even categorized food preparations such as sandwiches, or if you have a dietary need such as gluten-free, you can have all your bins segmented them. So using a bin like this is great because your kids can also help themselves.
Exactly, and you know what? That actually will save time in the kitchen as well when it comes to prep, I think.
For sure.
So now obviously you're giving us some great tips that we can just do today. We can go to the store, we can pick up something that's nice and clear, as expensive or as inexpensive as you want. But if someone were thinking about hiring a professional organizer, and I must say, that has crossed my mind, what's involved? What's the process like? What does it cost?
A professional organizer physically comes in and they're knee and elbow deep with you, so they're going to dig through every drawer, every cupboard. And the general range, depending on the services that you're looking for and the experience of the organizer, will range about $45 to over $100 per hour.
So that could be something that is well worth the investment.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times you might even find things that you didn't know you had that saves you money from buying them again.
You'd be amazed.
We had a question from our studio. I think Jody wants to know where you get these kinds of bins.
These bins in particular are from a great organizing store, Room and Order, downtown, and they just opened a second store on West 8th and Canby.
Okay, great. So that's a good option. Again, you could always do something less expensive if you want to.
Exactly. Dollar store.
Exactly.
There's lots of options that you have.
But these are good quality too. They're nice and solid. Awesome. Thanks very much. For more on Linda and, of course, the services she offers, you can go to her website. But you're still have some great free tips that you're giving us this morning, all morning long here on BT, Michelle. I thought I had a bit more time. I thought I had a bit more time.
Oh, look out.
Well, we're tackling the bathroom next. And in fact, if your bathroom looks something like this right now, I mean, you got lots of counter space, but no counter to use, we're going to show you how you can make it like this coming up next on BT. Stay with us. I better get dressed here now. Okay. Listen, I was trying to set that thing up, and I thought, Nelson thought, why don't we turn on the shower so at least it sounds like, or at least the tub? And I thought, knowing my luck, I would have kept the shower thing pressed, and I would have ended up soaked. So we tried our best to keep it a little bit exciting. We're in the bathroom. I'm really, how exciting can it get, right, Linda?
It's all within the theme.
Exactly. So we showed this picture before the break here, and I actually looked at this and thought, well, this is pretty tidy considering all the stuff you got on the counter.
Well, organized chaos works, but when your space is limited, counter space is always at a premium. So what do you do in a small space? And this bathroom is the main bathroom in this home. So as you can see, it is tiny. So rather than having everything cluttered in order to open up space, you really have to conquer and divide. So here are some solutions in the tiny space that you can implement. A drawer in any room can be a junk drawer. Using the conquer and divide approach, using a divided drawer so that all your makeup, which was once all scattered inside the drawer, everything can be clustered like with like, small little containers so that the glosses here, the lipsticks and eye makeup is all in one area. So you can work from inside the drawer and take it out and have it be completely portable. And using the containing option again, everything that we saw on the counter literally is all within this basket. Nothing was edited, so what was once all spread out flat is now all contained with the right size container to maximize storage and also to maximize the use of this complete cubby. So rather than something that's too small, you choosing the right side. And again, another option is using a larger space, but using zip bags, you can, again, contain all like items together.
Wow, so many great ideas. And if someone is looking at a reno, maybe even considering getting the type of unit here that allows you to have that kind of space instead of all those little hidden drawers, which I just sort of
and it's visual and it's also practical for pulling things out.
So many great ideas from Linda. Of course, for more details on Linda and her professional organizing services, you can go to her website. Coming up in the next segment, just before 9 o'clock with Linda, we are tackling the pantry, a very small pantry, which again can end up being a disaster zone for many kitchens.
Great tips to get us out of chaos.
Yeah, and speaking of homes, and maybe you've purchased a condo or you're renting a condo or an apartment and you've gone, okay, I got a kitchen, finally I got a decent kitchen, but very limited cupboard space. Well, a pantry might be a great option, but how do you organize that? We're going to tackle the pantry coming up next on BT. Stay with us. Maybe this will be the year that I organize my home. We've tackled lots of areas today, Linda. For people with small kitchens, sometimes a portable pantry could be a good option, right?
Absolutely, especially if a renovation isn't in store for your budget. So using a pantry, this is completely portable, so you can bring in this piece. And the key elements here are adjustable shelving. You can see how shallow this is for the composting bags. So this is as shallow as you can go. Also having a mountable drawer so that you can pull the inside out and you can cluster like items. So you have the snack items here. This drawer is for all the water bottles. And where you don't have mountable drawers, an option is to use a container. So again, it would emulate a drawer, pulling the items out, but it also makes everything here portable.
So we talked briefly a little bit earlier about if someone does hire a professional organizer. You've offered obviously some really, really super great tips for us for free today. But if someone does hire an organizer, would you kind of tell me the sort of pieces I need to buy to make sure that things can stay organized?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Often people shop before they organize. So it's like, you're shopping before you know what you need. So we will come in first to really go through and edit your items and then determine what the best organizing solution is for your space and for your personality.
How wonderful. You've already given us some really great tips. And of course, all these segments will be back on breakfasttelevision.ca. If anyone missed them, Jody, if anyone is considering hiring a professional organizer, Linda has done a great job for us this morning. You can check out her website for more details.